Hi everybody, it's Jenn and Kanata, and I've been asked to do a collab video with a wonderful lady who I've been watching a lot of her videos. She's a fabulous cook, and she's really good at getting great deals and sharing her budget and frugal and thrifty ideas. The collab's with Centsible Living with Money Mom. I believe she's in the States. I'm not 100% sure as I'm trying to remember, but I'm in Canada and she's in the States or wherever she is, and she asked to do a collab with me. We're doing it on sweet treats, specifically pumpkin. So I'm going to show you one of the favorite recipes that I like to do. That's a big hit with my kids, as well as I've made them for cubs and scouts, as my girls have been in them, and it's been always a big hit for camping and in the fall. And who doesn't have enough pumpkin? I don't think you can ever have too much pumpkin. I like to do it with pumpkins that I carve for Halloween, and I put a battery candle in them. Sometimes I put a real candle and I just scrape the insides out a little bit, and then I roast the pumpkin or cut it and can it or freeze it. So today I'm going to be using my canned pumpkin from last Halloween. So I canned it, I think it was November 1st or so. There we go. I'm going to put a link to her YouTube channel below. It's Sensible Living with Money Mom, and she's a fabulous lady. So today I am making Cindy's Pumpkin Maple Loaf by Acorn Creek, which is an organic farmer near us. They're on Carp Road. Acorn Creek Road in Carp. My kids went there with Scouts and Cubs for like a hayride of pumpkin to pick pumpkins and stuff, and they gave us this maple loaf. One's without nuts, because here's the optional ingredients because we couldn't have nuts. And I've been making this for years, for probably like 8 years, and it's awesome. So it calls for half a cup canola oil. I use vegetable oil. 1 egg, a 1/4 cup maple syrup, 1.5 cup Acorn Creek pumpkin oven baked. I am today going to use canned pumpkin. Half a cup of sugar, 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Optional ingredients: half a cup of walnuts chopped, half a cup of golden raisins, half a cup of chocolate chips. So first I'm going to open up my pumpkin and drain this water. I'm going to save it for making soup. So here, I'm just going to drain it. I'm going to use my flour sifter to help drain it. The downside with pumpkin and canning it is it's very wet. So I want to drain it so that I can get it just mushy, not very soupy, because there's lots of liquid, and that's really good nutrient liquid. So I'm going to save it for making soup. Either I'll put it in a jar and put it in the freezer, or keep it in the fridge. So that's the drained pumpkin. That's about 1.5 cups. It's more than the cup. And then it says to mix that. Half a cup of canola oil. I have regular vegetable oil. You can mix that, substitute oil for applesauce. I've done that before to make it low fat, and that doesn't affect the flavor. A 1/4 cup of maple syrup. You can substitute other things, but I personally like, this is the Costco brand, but this is pure Canadian maple syrup. And half a cup of sugar. That one has a big chunk in it, but that will dissolve in the liquid. And 1 egg. So just mix all these ingredients. And in another bowl, put 1.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, or 5 mils, that's what this one is. We're in Canada, so half my measuring stuff is in milliliters, half are in cups and quarter cups. We're a confused country. And then it says a 1/4 teaspoon ground cinnamon. Not ground cinnamon, ground ginger. I'm just going to roughly, that's about 1/4 to 1/2. I'm not too concerned because I like spices. But if you're the measuring type, feel free to measure. As it says 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and I'm not measuring. I'm just going to, there, that's about a teaspoon and a bit, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Again, not measuring, but putting a little bit in. Just gonna mix this all together before I add it to the wet ingredients. So this makes good muffins or breads. It all depends on what you want. It also freezes really well. So I've made it as muffins and put them in the freezer. OMG. Really good. So here in Canada we do a lot of metric, but since we're so close to the States and most of our advertisements and stuff come from the States, things are in cup and imperial form as well. So a lot of our cookbooks, actually almost all of them, have the 1 cup, 1/2 cup measurement, but then sometimes have the milliliters, but I never pay attention to those. I weigh myself and my food in weight, in pounds, by measured distance in kilometers. For further distance, but in small distances I measure it in inches and feet. And our sales flyer even talks about stuff as a per pound, but when you're at the cash it does it by per kilogram. Like you'll see on our flyers, you know, $3.99 a pound, $9.99 a pound, or $8.80 a kilogram, as in smaller print. So we're a very confused country. Our cans and products are all in weight in metric. So, and then some stuff that we import from other countries will say how many ounces. But most of the stuff that we get here all says like 500 grams or that. But other things like, oh, I'm trying to find something that has ounces as well. There we go. And then stuff like this, it says 710 mils or 24 fluid ounces. So liquids, we do milliliters. So just make sure that's all. Now it says optional to add raisins, chocolate chips, or walnuts. You can add anything you really want. But it says like 1/2 cup and of each or each. So I'm going to Do some raisins. And do I have any chocolate chips? And then got some chocolate chips I got from Costco. And that's about half a cup, isn't it? Maybe a little bit more. But nobody's going to complain about too much chocolate chips, are they? And you just mix that up. And then I took up my silicone bread pan. And I'm going to pour it in there. And there we go. I poured it in the pan. And now I'm going to bake it for 35 minutes at 350 degrees. And there we go. Beautiful looking pumpkin maple loaf bread. I will put the recipe below.